Is the UFC pressuring Conor McGregor to sign a new contract before his next fight?
I had a camp in Cannes, the south of France. I had a camp in Dubai at World Champions training with me, where I was hoping for a December date, then a January date, and then it keeps getting pushed back. Then I lose interest and stop training for a while. Not stop training, I always train, but stop full training and drinking a little bit. Hold on. So I'm going to go back now, regroup, get full tested, and get ready to rock. So, and then the date's going to come, and then I'll be ready to rock.
Now, as y'all can see, Conor McGregor says he has been ready to go since December. The date keeps getting pushed back. The UFC is telling him to get ready for a fight. He goes into training camp. The fight doesn't materialize. They don't give him a fight date. Hear me out, guys. I was on the other side just a little while ago. I was saying, I don't know if the UFC is keeping him from fighting. Conor is just not focused on fighting right now. And there's nothing more that the UFC would want than to have Conor McGregor headline an event, right? But seeing Nate Diaz pop up on social media, giving Conor his support, and also saying free Conor, made me start thinking about this from a different point of view. We saw Francis Ngannou's contract situation play out. We saw Nate Diaz, go without fighting for a while because he kept saying the UFC was basically with him, right? My view on this also changed when I heard from his coach John Kavanagh on the MMA Hour explain how Conor has been ready, and he said he didn't want to go into the politics of things, but they just seem to not be getting a date for the fight.
To the best of your knowledge, he's ready to go, right?
Yes.
He looks it.
Yes.
I see the training. Obviously, we don't, but let's go. What are we waiting for?
I believe Conor McGregor has 2 fights left on his deal right now. His contract actually expired last year, but since he has 2 fights left on the deal, it will continue until he finishes those 2 last fights. What I think the UFC is doing right now is trying to hold out Conor and work on a new deal, or they're trying to capitalize as much as they can from these last 2 fights on Conor's contract, because who knows, he might get a huge bag from PFL. He might just go into boxing, and even if it's against Jake Paul and all sorts of circus fights going on, he's gonna have a huge payday. So he might go off to do that. If the UFC, knowing this, is trying to work on a new deal, I think that's what's holding this fight back. That's why the date keeps getting pushed back. That's why Conor's unclear on when he's going to fight again. It's demoralizing for him. When you hear him talk about this the way he has, you heard Francis Ngannou on his exit also talk in the same sense. You heard from Nate Diaz a while back talk about it. We've heard from numerous fighters when they have 1 fight left on their deal, the UFC will play games and they'll wait them out, and they won't give them a fight until they sign a new deal. Conor McGregor is the most polarizing figure in MMA. He is the cash cow of the UFC. He is not only one of the most lucrative fighters on the planet, but the most lucrative fighter in MMA. And so you really think the UFC would hold him out for this long? Dana White put CM Punk in an octagon just to earn money. And so do you think he would hold out on Conor McGregor? Anyways, let me know, is it Conor McGregor's fault? Is he, just doing too much partying? Is he not focused on fighting right now? Or is this the UFC trying to work out a new deal, trying to pressure him into a new contract? And in order to do so, they have to keep pushing back this date for Conor McGregor to fight Michael Chandler. Let me know, comment, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate it. Peace.